week of mad science experiments with the one and only mad scientist, Mrs. P. So this week we're going to be doing some wonderful experiments that don't involve fire, which is safe, and are a little bit of fun, and they just use things that you've got around the house. So we're going to look at air pressure still, and of course the best thing to do with air pressure, of course, is looking at a balloon. So when we blow up a balloon, we are increasing the pressure in the balloon, so all the little molecules are bursting out because they're wanting to get out and they can't because of the rubber on the balloon. And what better way to actually use that force and that pressure to make something move. And when we use that, we call it propulsion. So actually pushing something forward. So for this one, you're going to need a little bit of hose or pipe, and I think you could probably use a straw, a thick straw, if you've got one of those thick straws. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to cut probably about 10 centimetres of pipe. So we're going to cut 10 centimetres of pipe, like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get a sponge. Alright, so you're going to get your sponge, any type of sponge is fine. And then what you're going to do is cut it into the shape of a boat. So what we're going to do, of course, is cut a triangle here, like that, and then a triangle there, like that, because we want it to be able to get through the water. So of course if it's got this pointy part, it's going to have to get through the water. The interesting thing with this sponge is going to be whether there's friction that occurs on the water if we put it in the side with the scouring bit or if we put it in the side of the sponge bit. So that makes it quite interesting. So what you're going to do then is get your balloon like so, and you're going to put it on the end of your piece of pipe, just like this. Okay? So the other thing that you have to do with your boat is to cut a slit in the end where you're going to, in the middle, where you're actually going to put your piece of pipe. Alright? Now there's another part to this which is quite an interesting part to it, and this is one that I've done here before, is I've put a bit of sponge actually on the bottom bit of the pipe. And what this does is it slows down the air as it's escaping from the balloon. So it actually slows it down as it's going through. And so I've just tied it up with a little bit of rubber band here, and then I've got my balloon here. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go into my bathroom, or into the girls' bathroom actually, and we are going to give this a go. So come with me and let's see what we get on with. Now by adding this piece of sponge here, I haven't made it very easy to blow up, but it is possible because, as we all know, the sponge is porous, or it has holes in it that will allow my breath to go through the tube and into the balloon. So here we go. As I'm going to blow it up, I'm actually going to twist the end of the balloon to trap the air inside the balloon. So here we go. Don't laugh. Right. So there I have, I've blown it up and I have tight. Mark 2. Make sure balloon is on the end of tube properly before you start blowing it up. Right, here we go again. It's not been a very successful one, this one. Here we go. I just say that's harder than it looks. Right, so what I've done now is I've just taken it off again. So we'll try that again. Third time's a charm. Let's see how we get on with this one. You know what I think it is? I think it's because the balloon is actually wet, so it's actually slipping off. So we're going to give it another go, and then if the balloon is still too wet, then I'll get another one. So. So what I'm doing is I'm actually holding it on, which actually makes quite a lot easier. Right, now the interesting thing with propulsion is when you put your tube into your boat, it's going to go in the direction that the air is going to be coming out of your balloon. So we're going to pop this in like this. Oops, just going to make sure that our balloon doesn't come off. So we're just going to make sure that it's covered, like so. There we go. Okay, so you can see I've got it here, and I'm going to let it go. Here we go. Oops. So you can see that you can see the air coming out, and the idea is that it will have the propulsion that's actually going to make it go forward. So you can see that the air was escaping, the force, the air pressure was escaping, going down the tube, out the sponge, which was slowing it down, and then it was making our boat move. So if I take this off, let's see if it can go faster, shall we see? Right, so here we go. Definitely easier to blow up. Again, twisting our balloon so that we're not going to get any escaping air, holding on to the tip of our balloon. Then I'm going to pop my little boat in like so. Pop it in. I want to make sure that it's actually pointing up, I think. I'll pop it in my bath. Oop, oop, oop. Don't come off, don't come off, don't come off. I'll pop this in here like so. And are we ready? And let's go. Oh, it just came off. So I think what we need to do is we need to somehow make sure that we can attach it in there like that. And I'm sure some of you are a lot more clever than Mrs. Pears. But the whole idea is that you're able to move yours forward. I think the other thing, if I'm going to look at variables and troubleshooting, it probably would have been better if I'd had a bigger sponge. That may have helped with the balance, because maybe, what I'm trying to think, is that maybe this one's just a bit too small. So I want you guys to have a go and see how you can actually make something like this, or make your own jet boat. I wonder what ideas you'll come up with that can show air pressure. So, third time's a charm. Not everyone works, but sometimes it's just great fun having a play. So enjoy yourselves.